All right, so we're back at it this morning. We got the oil pan over here. It's gonna be the same deal as with that side pan. We're gonna take the gaskets and we're gonna glue them on there with the 3M weather strip adhesive. We're gonna let that pretty much cure up all the way before we go and stick it back on, because gaskets, especially like this one right here, it goes right in here. You know, that thing can slip out super easy. Alright, so next we're going to work on getting this flywheel back on and the clutch installed. I already cleaned these up. I just want to make sure I don't have any crap on them because I'm going to Loctite them. These are the bolts that hold the flywheel to the crank. So once they're tight, you take these little corner tabs and you bend them in to keep them from backing out. Even though I don't know if that would really work that great, but we're gonna Loctite, so we will have double retainment. All right, so I'm gonna use the good old red Loctite here. Here is our beautifully resurfaced flywheel. Nice and heavy. Shout out to my buddy Kenny for giving me his old ergo needle. Oh, okay. All right, so you know, now I'm starting to wonder if I want to put this on without putting that oil pan on first. And I'm coming to realize that I don't want to do that. Okay, because it's just going to be in the way. So, let's go ahead and put these over here in there. Let's work on cleaning up the mating surface for the oil pan. That is the old cork gasket. And it is, I was wondering where it went. Oh, so yeah, there it is. Here's the old cork gasket. At first I thought this was part of the main cap or something, but no, that sucker is just stuck on there good. So we need to get some scrapers under here, scrape all this clean, get some brake clean, and wipe all the pan edges, make sure we got a good sealing surface. All right, so I remember I was talking about how you don't glue the gaskets to the block when I was putting the side gasket on. Well, whoever did this last glued this gasket right here to the block. So that thing was a pain in the butt to get off. Now what I'm doing here is I'm putting a little bit of silicone in the corners here because this is prone to leaking, considering this is a two-piece gasket. So we're just gonna put a little bit of silicone RTV in the corners to help make sure that that doesn't happen. So I got a couple of bolts started on the one side. The other side doesn't want to come up far enough to actually get a bolt started. Here's a little update. This thing is starting to frustrate me. Anyway, I got the oil pan on there. Took a little bit of work to get it to line back up. I should have used the jack under it to get it up seated, and then I had to use a little pry bar to get it to move. But now I got the flywheel in, it's Loctited. I got the little tabs bent up. I need to get that pilot bearing out of there. And in order to do that, I got this slide hammer. Hopefully it fits in there. And it does not. Okay. Sweet. All right. I think I've done this before, where you fill up the cavity with grease. Needs to be grease in there anyway. So you fill up the cavity with grease, and then just like that, that's full. Okay, then I took this bolt because I didn't have a punch the right size, and I ground the threads down a little bit till it fit perfectly, and bam, just like that, fits in there. And it's the same principle as the bread, except for you can see that that just didn't work. It literally just went around the bolt. I guess it needs to be something a little more solid than the grease. Man, I am struggling here. Okay, so let's go get some bread. I don't know what we got, but I'll be back. Okay, so we're stuffing a bunch of, this is actually a biscuit. Stuff that full there. And then we'll get our bolt. Hopefully you guys can see this when I put this on. So I have no way of telling. Okay. This is kind of one of those things that I've heard about being done. I think I've actually seen it on TV or YouTube or something, I remember. But so far, it's not looking like it's gonna work in this case. That could have been because we put all that grease in there. And now it's just pushing the grease out. Let's try it. Let's see, does it look like it's moved at all? It doesn't really. Actually does look like it's working. Bearing is definitely moved out on that one. All right, let's get some more in there. Now we gotta clean up all this dang bread. Okay. There it is. You've seen it yourself. It actually worked. Now let's see what this is. Oh, look at that. Grease and bread concoction. Okay, so we'll get this cleaned out. We'll get all this off of here. We'll get it vacuumed up. And we'll get the new bearing in here. Whew. Just gotta squeeze my big butt out of here. All right, so whenever you're doing a pilot bearing clutch job on something, you want to make sure that the bearing fits on the output shaft. I can tell that this will fit on there with a little bit of jiggling, but what you need to do is just, most of the time you got to do a little bit of polishing on these. It's going. It's a bit of a squeeze still. All right, that'll do. I mean, you want, there it is. Okay, so I did not realize that we were gonna have to reuse this sucker. Problem is, this guy is not in the best shape. We're gonna have to press this off. That shouldn't be a problem. But then, I'm gonna have to go in and weld these up, I think. Weld up these spots here.
So it was right about time to go get my son. So this is the afternoon here.
This thing was a little goobered up, so I ran the tap or the dye over it and cleaned it up, and it seems like, yeah, it's just fine. So we're gonna see if this tire even fits on here. We don't know if it's gonna fit or if it can actually handle the weight of this thing. So we'll have to get it on there and we'll see together. That's a better hammer, yeah. That's a better hammer. Okay, so got a couple things going on here. One for sure is that stud is bent. I guess what did it, dented it, and it threads. So get this one off. Went on super easy. What are you doing? Hey, say Daddy, open please. Okay. So we need to bend this one back that away. Alright. Let's try this. There we go. Maybe. That looks pretty straight. Okay. Yeah. This thing is plenty strong for this tire. Looks like we got one bolt head kind of pushing in to it, but I think it'll be fine. If anything, we can pull it back off and put a couple of Allen head bolts in there. That one and that one down there. And that will smooth it out. But that looks pretty good. Oh, wrong one. This one. Let's make sure we can still open it. Woo! Yeah. That supports that just fine. Here we go. See, it looks pretty good. Yeah. Full size spare. Good morning, everybody. We're back in the shop. Working on getting the clutch installed and hopefully the transmission after that. Check it out. So one thing you want to do when you're installing a clutch is definitely to make sure that it actually fits on the splines of the transmission. So that fits. We already got our pilot bearing to fit. So at this point, we can get the pressure plate and this disc installed. When you're installing these clutches, they come with an alignment tool. That's going to make your life a lot easier. So that's pretty much it right there. You stick the clutch disc up there. It's in the alignment tool. It should be good. No, that's the wrong way. I'll tell you that right now because it's hitting. So it goes this way. There we go. Okay, so we got our pressure plate. Oh. Well, not gonna fit in there with the alignment tool, so get them out of the way. Is it not gonna fit in there at all? We gotta do the clutch disc with the alignment tool, maybe? Or with the pressure plate? Alright, let's see. There we go.
Alright, well that's it for this episode. This is just a little sneak peek of what's coming up in the next episode. We're going to go ahead and get that throwout bearing welded up and grinded down so we fill in those little divots. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you'd like to see some more content. I'll see you guys next time.